With the NBA announcing that the award show will not be taking place this year and instead the awards will be announced just prior to the playoffs, I think now is a good time to give you guys my personal predictions for who I believe will win each award. In today's video, I will be telling you who I believe will win the MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, Most Improved Player, and Coach of the Year awards with reasoning behind it. Remember, the NBA has said that the awards will be based on players' performances before the suspension, so anything that occurs from now on in the regular season does not count towards these awards. So keep that in mind as I tell you who I believe wins each award in my opinion. Before we get into this, be sure to subscribe if you are new and enjoy the video. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by August, so all support would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, with that all being said, let's get right into these predictions.
Lucas.
MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The MVP award this season is a no-brainer. No matter how badly people want to suggest that LeBron James should win the award for this and that reason, I think it should be obvious that Giannis is the MVP this year, and if it wasn't for the mainstream media trying to create some arguments against him, he'd probably win it unanimously too. Giannis has just been insane this year, averaging 29.6 points per game to go along with 13.7 rebounds and 5.8 assists, as well as some elite efficiency and an improved jump shot. In my eyes, there are three keys to winning an MVP: great stats, a winning team, and a strong storyline that fans can get behind. For example, Westbrook in 2017 had a good storyline because KD snaked him, and now Westbrook had to do everything by himself on that OKC team in a very spirited season. And for me, I think Giannis ticks all of those boxes. Up until the suspension, the Bucks were basically on track to win over 70 games, which is unreal. As I've mentioned, Antetokounmpo's stats have been extraordinary once again this year, and though Giannis doesn't have a major storyline, no other candidate really does either, apart from LeBron being in his 17th season. Overall, Giannis has just had a historic year, and should be the only person in heavy consideration for this award. He's just been that good, so in my view, he thoroughly deserves his second MVP. Rookie of the Year, Ja Morant. This award also really shouldn't be up for too much discussion. Though Zion has burst onto the scene amazingly, averaging over 20 points a game, I think Ja Morant still deserves the award over him. First of all, Ja Morant has been statistically great this year, averaging 17 and 7, and he's already certified himself as one of the league's top young guards already. He's put his immense potential on display, and I know the Rookie of the Year normally doesn't include this, but something Ja Morant has been able to do this year with Memphis is win, and that's incredibly important here. He's led the Grizzlies to the 8th seed, and if I'm being honest, they're probably favourites or second favourites behind Portland to take that 8th seed in the bubble. Before this season started, no one really expected the Grizzlies to be in playoff contention at all. Sure, Morant may have been expected to be this good statistically, but I think his huge winning impact on the Grizzlies has allowed them to be as good as they are, and that's what gets him this award in my opinion. Also, Zion's only played 19 games this season and will play a maximum of 27. The least amount of games a Rookie of the Year has played is 50, so I highly doubt Zion wins the award. Again, due to his stats and team's unprecedented record, I think it's obvious that Ja Morant deserves the Rookie of the Year this season. Most Improved Player, Bam Adebayo. The Most Improved Player is by far the tightest race for any award here today. Off the top of my head, I can name a good 5 or 6 players who are in contention for this award. Jayson Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Brandon Ingram, Devontae Graham, Luka Doncic, Pascal Siakam, they're all up there. But in my eyes, I think Adebayo deserves it the most. It is very close between him and Ingram. they are definitely the top 2 candidates in my opinion, but I have to go with Adebayo. After Hassan Whiteside was finally traded in the offseason, a big opportunity arose for Bam Adebayo. Bam at the time was being heavily restricted due to Whiteside and couldn't really get a lot of game time, so in the 2019 season, Adebayo averaged a mere 8 points and 7 rebounds per game. However, with his new role and with new addition Jimmy Butler, Adebayo has dominated this season, averaging 16 points per game, over 10 rebounds, and has showcased his underrated playmaking ability, dishing out 5 assists per game. These are all major improvements, and due to the Heat majorly improving as a team and surprising everyone, finishing 4th in the East, Adebayo has extra reasoning as to why he should win this award, as his contributions not only made him improve, but improve his team overall. Just like Ingram, Adebayo is a top 3 candidate to me in this year's race. He's had an absolutely phenomenal season and it's benefited the Miami Heat hugely. I have made an entire video on the most improved player race, so for a more in-depth look, be sure to go check it out. But again, I have to give this year's MIP to Bam Adebayo. His game has simply evolved hugely, and it's led to a very surprising and successful season by the Miami Heat. Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Defensive Player of the Year is also a tight race, but there is a lot less clear-cut candidates than the Most Improved Player. Only a couple players stand out in my opinion: Anthony Davis, Ben Simmons, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Ben Simmons is an extremely underrated candidate for the award, and his exceptional defense this year has received very little recognition, which is unfortunate as he's been elite in this area, but that's why I can't see him winning it. Anthony Davis has also had a superb defensive year, and between him and Giannis, it's really a 50-50 call on who will win the award this year, but I've got to go with Giannis. The Bucks this season were by far the best defensive team, leading almost every defensive stat category, and Antetokounmpo was a big reason why that was the case. Giannis himself was statistically elite defensively, leading the league in defensive box plus minus and defensive win shares. Giannis also ticks the eye test boxes as well. His amazing ability to recover on a defensive play to contest a shot, his ability to protect the paint really well as switch onto the perimeter is fantastic, and it makes him a big worry for other teams as they take the ball up the court. Overall, Giannis has just been insane this season, offensively and defensively, and in my eyes, he should take home this award this year. Sixth Man of the Year, Dennis Schroder. The Sixth Man of the Year race is always very interesting to me, as there's never really a clear-cut front runner for most of the season. The only exception I can really think of is last year, when obviously Lou Williams had that ridiculous year off the bench. This year is different to that, however, and there's a good few candidates for the award, including Lou Williams. Out of all of them though, I do have to go with Dennis Schroder. At around the midpoint of the season, I made a video on OKC and why I believe Dennis Schroder is extremely underrated, because at the time, there was not a lot of talk about his insane season that he was having for OKC off the bench as they made a playoff push. Thankfully now, Schroder is receiving the attention he thoroughly deserves, and more fans understand the massive impact he's had on OKC this season off the bench. Schroder averaged 19 points and 4 assists this season, and shot an amazing 46% from the field and above average 38% from 3, and really made his presence known whenever he stepped on the court. With guards like SGA and Chris Paul on the team, it doesn't surprise me that people started to overlook the production and impact of Dennis Schroder and how good of a player he actually is. His great stats, his ability to be efficient in the clutch, and more have all led him to be in contention for this award, and with him starting to get a bit more recognition, I think my prediction will be accurate. So I have him taking home the Sixth Man of the Year this season. Coach of the Year, Mike Budenholzer. For the final award in today's video, we have the Coach of the Year. In my opinion, the Coach of the Year really comes down to three coaches, and that's Nick Nurse, Mike Budenholzer, and Frank Vogel. Nick Nurse has obviously done a wonderful job keeping Toronto in the title contention hunt after they lost their main offensive threat in Kawhi Leonard. Frank Vogel has been a reason why the Lakers have dominated the West this season, but in my opinion, Budenholzer deserves this award the most. The Milwaukee Bucks, up until the suspension, were on track to win over 70 games, which is unreal. They were by far the best team in the league in the regular season and had the best defense and a top offense as well. This is all led and designed by Budenholzer, whose systems has allowed Giannis to become the MVP level player he is today. Overall, though there are multiple great cases out there for the Coach of the Year, no one has a more compelling case, in my view, than Mike Budenholzer, and it's why I predict he will win the award this year. And that will conclude the video. To summarize, here are briefly my predictions for who I think will win the awards in 2020. I believe Giannis Antetokounmpo will win the MVP, Ja Morant the Rookie of the Year, Bam Adebayo the Most Improved Player, Dennis Schroder the Sixth Man of the Year, Giannis Antetokounmpo the Defensive Player of the Year, and Coach of the Year goes to Mike Budenholzer of the Milwaukee Bucks. What do you guys think of this? Do you agree with my predictions for the regular season awards? And if you don't, who would you change? What are your award predictions this year? Let me know all your thoughts on this down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I am out. Peace.